Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall and welcome back to my channel where I discuss wisdom for the modern man. I got another interesting video for you guys today. This one is about men walking away from relationships and dating. This one is brought to you by Man's Guide, the YouTube channel. Please go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
There's nothing a man should fear more than a woman who's comfortable being alone. I am good being alone. I am fine. So you have to be better than me. You have to make it so that I want to be with you instead of being with me. How are you going to do that?
That's all I see is just somebody who's posturing. Doesn't seem like it's actually genuine.
I know. I felt.
But she does this to protect herself. This whole
Yes.
thing is just a protective mechanism to not get hurt.
For sure.
So you just say, I'm great alone. Okay? Because she's been really hurt by somebody.
But I think what's really the new speak of single women is a lot of this. Like, I'm fine by myself. I don't need a man to do anything.
Why did her accent change?
Because that's how these chicks talk. Do your sister's voice. That's totally how you talk.
Funny.
Like
They're like, I could bob out.
She did have Vogel Fry.
Yeah.
I'll say that. She's like, I'm fine being by myself.
Yeah.
And so you're competing with me. Like she has pride. But she was like, I'll fine by myself. She wasn't like that. I love that alone.
This shit is big time.
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone love into this.
Yo, mom in the fucking stand.
I don't even know what to say. They literally tore up every single woman in these clips. Absolutely, utterly destroyed. What's brilliant is that it was a woman doing it.
A man that's unable to provide for his woman should not be having sex. Brothers, you can't afford sex. If you're screaming 50-50, you have no right having sex. Because if you can't provide for your woman, you can't provide for your child. Now, some people say, why do you keep talking about this subject? Because y'all can't get it. Your woman's still struggling. You're stressed out because your woman's stressed out. Your woman's stressed out because you got her in an environment where it's 50-50 and she's tired.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, guys, like, beware of men that pander to women. Now, I'm not talking about if a woman's right on a point, she's right on a point. But dudes like this reminds me of that one dude, I forgot his name, but who was always pandering to women. And then it turned out that he was like cheating on his wife for like years with a bunch of different women. But he was always the main one telling dudes, talking crap about men, that men ain't this. And if he ain't doing this for you, then he ain't, up to par. When he was on the side doing shady stuff the whole time. Beware of men like this, because I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing like that, but dude is not looking he's not physically the most attractive guy. And when guys, this is a level of game they have to employ, because look at all the stuff he's saying. All right. You need to be this type of guy providing this, and if you're not, then you don't deserve to be having sex. It's basically saying, oh, look at me. Don't go for those guys, ladies. They're not worthy of you, but look at me. Look what I can provide. And isn't it, very convenient that he has a what behind him? Looks to be a very expensive mansion building. Basically saying, hey, look, I'm not the 50-50 guy. I can provide. Look at me, ladies. It's his way of getting women, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of women in his comment section. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad somebody said it. Finally, that's how he gets his women, bro. He has to put other men down so that the women will see him. That's his game, okay? So beware of men like this, because they're snakes.
You have no right to be out here having sex with anybody. You don't have no right to even have the thought of sex in your mind if you can't provide for yourself. And that's the difference between a traditional man. Traditional men know they take care of their business before anything. 50-50 men go for pleasure. Step your game up. This is mental health. This is the most important health. Men have forgotten how to be men. And when men start to love themselves, everything else on this planet will start to grow. The women will elevate. When the women elevates, the children elevate. But the man must be protectors and providers. We got to stand on something. If we want to stand on something, it got to be the truth. So you're going to be mad at me? First, be mad at yourself. All praises due to the Most High. Peace.
Yeah, see, He's right on the point that men should be providers, that you should be working on yourself and getting your stuff together. But to say that, oh, you're not deserving of sex. Yeah, see, I would agree with him if we were back like 100 years ago. All right, because there was a standard. The man has a standard, and then the woman has a standard. But oh, I'm not worthy of sex. Because I need to adhere to all the traditional values of 100 years ago. But then at the same time, what am I getting in return for all that investment? Women nowadays are like letting random dudes hit out of nowhere. So I don't think just because you're not a top tier guy. Now, I'm not saying be a bum, but just because you're not a top tier guy doesn't mean, oh, you're not worthy of sex. Okay, just because you don't, have everything all figured out and have all your money and status, that means you're not worthy of sex. Nah. Back in the day, yeah, because there was a standard and the women had a standard and you had to elevate to that. And when you elevated to that, what you got in return was worth your investment. Nowadays, bro, girls just calling up dudes, like texting dudes on Tinder, having them slide through like they're ordering pizza. It's that easy. And so, nah. A regular dude is worthy of sex. Now, that 50-50 stuff, that's not the type of time I'm on. Definitely get your stuff together for sure.
This guy thinks pandering to 304s is going to get him somewhere in life. Basic simp energy. He gets it 10% right, though. Men should be focused on taking care of themselves instead of chasing sex.
Exactly.
However, that doesn't mean you turn around and throw that hard work into a woman who has no skills and brings nothing to the table. This dude gives off really strange vibes, no doubt. He preaches traditionalism in a world of thoughts. Not to mention, materialism doesn't make you a high-value man. Your skills and mentality do.
Every single day, men leave their homes with no bag, no water bottle, no lip balm, no extra layer in case they get cold, or hand sanitizer or lotion. Just keys and a wallet shoved in their pocket. I don't know. But it kind of sounds chaotic and reckless to me.
We're simple people. We don't need much. I rarely even leave the house with my wallet or phone these days. Just keys and whatever I need for that trip. Women live in a world of materialism and more mentality. Us men, we keep it real simple.
How long have you guys been together?
10 years. More than 10 years.
How did you bag her?
How did I bag her?
A whole lot of money. What did I say?
What kind of bag?
Chanel.
This is my natural.
Guaranteed she's cheating on him. I hate to be that guy because it sounds so pessimistic and so messed up and dark. I could tell by his posture. I can tell by his body. I could tell by the fact that I nailed it on the head. He didn't say personality. He didn't say I was really funny. He didn't say I was charming. I'm witty. He said I bought her a bag. So off rip, he led with his money. And she's still, I don't know how young she is, but she's still fairly attractive. Guaranteed she's using him financially. And she's sleeping with other dudes on the side that really turn her on. You think she's going home super turned on to sleep with that guy? Looking like that? And it's not all about his looks. Because if he looked like that, but had the mental and understanding of how to be attractive and had a personality, because there's some big boys out there, all right? Some big dudes, fat, let's just go ahead and say it, but are funny, charismatic, got game, are charming, and they can keep a woman who's really attractive. But I can tell by what he said, bruh.
Game.
What did you do?
I can't talk about that on the radio.
Do you allow your partner to have guy friends?
Not as of a couple days ago.
Shut your up. You. No, yes, he does.
And do you allow your man to have girlfriends?
Yeah, as long as they're fat and ugly.
Are you guys married?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. How much did you drop on the engagement ring?
Fat! 3 times his salary.
A lot.
What would you say?
Oh my God. This is why the red pill is so important, bro. Because, God, sometimes you're in this space and you start to think that, We all think this way. We all kind of understand, you know, how to handle women and what not to do and what to do. But then you watch these videos and it's like, bro, grown ass men, and they really don't know. They're so lost. 3 times his salary. Bro, he's paying to keep her. And I already know she's sleeping with other dudes. The only reason he has her, he probably locked her down when she was about to hit 30 or a little bit past 30. And she was like, okay, it's time to settle down, pump out some kids. I need a provider male. Oh, this guy makes a lot of money. He's a simp. He doesn't understand his value. Let me sink my claws into him, get him to fund my lifestyle for a few years while I pump out these kids. I'll bang other dudes on the side in the meantime. Once I'm done and, you know, I've had like the 3rd kid, you know, I'll give that another 2 years and then I'll divorce him, take half of his stuff. Bro, this dude is on the path to destruction and he doesn't even know it. Bro, the red pill is so important. My God.
If your man asks for a threesome,
she'd be down.
Simp buys women with money. She sleeps around with other men. He's just happy to be along for the ride. Sad reality. Just imagine what he could have done with his life if he didn't have a leech sucking on his neck 24/7.
Bro, if that guy found the red pill before he found her, he would have got himself in shape. He would have put that money into even more investments. He would have a woman by his side that actually respected him. But see, this is why the message needs to reach and like spread further, man. We, as men, it is our duty to spread this further because a lot of men are clueless and they're on their way to destruction.
I'm sure you get this a lot, but is there any way I could get your number?
I'm sorry, it's gonna be enough for me.
Why?
I just started dating this girl. It's getting pretty serious. I don't mean any offense by it. It's just that it's getting serious. I don't want to like mess with that at all. So
she doesn't have to know necessarily, you know.
Unfortunately, now you said that she kind of does.
Get your number, and you can, you know, change my contact name, and you know, it could be totally fine.
It's a funny thought.
You know the drill. You know the drill.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I get that. I'm just like, it's not really my thing. She's been great to me. I'm gonna be great back to her. It's just where I'm at right now. So again, I appreciate it. Don't mean any offense by it, but I'm gonna
I'm
kind of go.
Kind of taking offense by it. I mean, normally when I ask guys for their numbers, they give it to me. So I'm just like a little confused by that. You know?
Again, it's like nothing. It's nothing that you're doing. You're doing fine.
Why is she so thirsty, bro?
Again, like I completely get that, but like
you're being kind of an asshole, actually. So.
I'm not being an ass. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you how it is.
Bro, respect to this guy. He said he has a girl who's treating him well, and he's doing his part in return. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? Like, here's the thing. I am not one who's going to advocate for men to, like, treat women who are treating them well poorly. That's not what the type of time that I'm on, okay? If you got a good girl who's you know, by your side, treating you well, doing all the things that need to that you know that you would like, treat her well, treat her with respect. You know what I'm saying? It's what gets to me. What I get pissed off is when a dude is going above and beyond for women who are treating them like trash. That's when I get pissed off. But when I see this and I hear a guy saying, "Yeah, I got a good girl by my side," and his behavior is like this, I respect that. I respect that. And this girl, she's so butthurt. Because, like it from her own words, she's not used to men rejecting her. She gets her way. Any guy she wants to, any guy she swipes on, any guy she messages on Instagram, she gets. She's not used to being rejected. And that is, when you reject her, she doesn't know how to, that doesn't happen. She doesn't know how to compute that, okay? And it's gonna really mess them up. This is why when you don't show interest in women, they chase harder because you stand out. Every man's chasing her. You're just like, nah, I'm good. Wait, hold up. Why? Why don't you want me? Okay, now I really want you. Bro, this guy's doing the right thing.
Do you think I'm not pretty or something?
What?
Do you think I'm not pretty? Or like...
No,
Wow.
That's usually not a problem.
Listen, you kind of twisted my arm here. I'm not... Again,
wow,
I'm not
she
getting into
is...
this conversation. I'm just telling you that, like, no. And that's it. So I'm sorry you're making me kind of uncomfortable. I'm kind of going to get out of here.
Whatever. That's fine, actually. Never mind. Please don't give me your number, actually.
All right.
Wow.
This is a prime example of a woman that doesn't understand that this is most men. I said it, most men are good men. But there are so many women out there that believe the opposite. This is clearly one of them because she just cannot understand his answers. And I think it is clearly reflective of her own values. So much so that even if that man didn't have a girlfriend, he would have lost all potential attraction.
So many red flags so fast. Poor guy should have been more blunt and just rode off before she started dropping false accusations.
I totally understand that if a man has spent his entire life working and grinding and struggling, and then he reaches 35 or 40 and he's finally peaking, I get it, have your fun. But what I'm saying is by 50, if you're still like Leonardo DiCaprio syndrome, I don't see that as attractive in a man, personally.
Why didn't you get married at 18?
I think I wanted to feel like I was a full, well-rounded individual before I made a commitment to someone.
But that was your peak in all argumentative stance here.
I don't think so. I think I'm kind of at my peak right now.
At 28?
Mm-hmm.
You're on your decline, was respectfully speaking.
Well, I think aesthetically I look better now than I did when I was 18. I was a little chubbier when I was 18.
Okay. Well, women's peak year is between 18 and 23.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
would agree with that.
Like, that's just what it is biologically. You know, I know you say, I feel like I look more attractive, but what you feel and what's real are two different things. You're going to have the most sexual market pull as a female in your between 18 to 23. But I find it funny that you weren't married or really pushing for a guy at that time. You focused on your career, making money, which is why you're at where you're at now. But I find it interesting how when you were at your peak, it was okay for you to focus on yourself. But when a man's at his peak, he should settle down and should find a woman at 50.
Yup. They'll call it a midlife crisis. Oh, he's still being a little boy. He's still playing games. He hasn't grown up yet. Yo, do these women, all they scream about is not wanting to settle down. When you ask the average chick nowadays when she wants to get married, it's not until she's made all her money and she's in her 30s. Maybe around 30, before 30, a little bit before 30, 28. They don't want to settle down. They want to live and they want to have all the experiences. They want to use their sexuality capital and get all the experiences, everything life has to offer, everything men have to offer. Let's be real on that. Okay, they want to get flown out, they want to go on yachts, they want to either sleep with or be in the vicinity of celebrities. They want to use their sexuality in every way, shape, and form. Cool. But then a man steps into his prime now, and since our timeline should just line up with theirs, well, I'm ready now, so you need to be ready now. No. Take your time, man. Don't let any woman come along, because they'll come along, because they'll notice you. Trust me, they're going to notice you in your prime. They're going to notice you. They're going to be seeking you, especially the ones that are trying to lock down a man real quick, because their time's about to hit 30 or they're a little bit past 30. Oh, they're going to be ready to sink their claws into you and get you locked down. And they're going to try to get you moving on their schedule. Nah. You tell her, yo, if that's the type of time you're on and you want to find a guy, you got to go. Go find another dude. Don't let them rush you into commitment or try to make you feel like you're going to lose out if you don't have them or you'll never find another woman like them. Because what they'll do is they'll love bomb you and do a bunch of like over-the-top stuff for you, like cooking and cleaning and catering to you, and like at 100%, like overabundance of that to like get you feeling like, oh my gosh, I've never had this before. I got to lock her down. I can't lose this. Bro, don't fall for that. You can get that treatment from so many different women. Because even after they do that treatment to you, once you think they're going to keep that up once you actually commit to them? No. No, they're not. So don't let that fool you, okay? Don't let any woman trap you once you get into your prime. If you're in your prime and you want to settle down, it's on your time. You're not on her time, okay? Never let a woman bully you into a relationship or getting out of your, enjoying the fruits of your labor when you've come into something as a man, okay? Because they don't understand what that means. They don't understand what that takes for a man to finally experience his prime. Because not every guy gets to experience that. Only the men who work for it get to experience that. So never let a woman push you into that, okay? Always remember that.
This is just another example of how feminism has destroyed the mentality of women. They think they can ride the CC through their 20s while chasing a career, and by 30, they think they're entitled to a Prince Charming, a wedding, and a perfect life. The narcissism is real.
A man needs to show a woman that he understands how big of a deal it is for her to give her body to him. Lately in our society, all it seems like is that it's just an expectation of her. Men are acting like just because they want it, they're entitled to it. They are not understanding what an intrusive experience it can be for a woman. No one is entitled to that.
How much money?
That's funny. That's really funny. Intrusive experience when these girls cannot keep themselves from jumping on dick to dick to dick. It's just, bro, oh, it's such an intrusive experience and it means so much and you need to show how much it, bro, with the body counts these chicks have at 18, don't even get me started in their mid-20s. The body counts these chicks are out here walking around with, and it's such an intrusive experience. Bro, they don't give it. These girls don't care. Now, I'm not saying all women are that loose, but an increasing amount of women are that loose. And that's the culture, because that's what the culture is telling them to do. Show your body. Be promiscuous. Doesn't matter what body count you have. Sleep around. You need to have a hoe phase. So yeah, if that foolish rhetoric is being constantly in the media, in the music, then of course women are going to have that kind of mentality. But to say that a man needs to show a woman that he understands how intrusive this is and prove to her that he's worthy, bro. No, bro. It as women love to say, as an excuse for everything, it's 2023, about to be 2024, and women are strong, independent, and sexually liberated. It's not very intrusive, okay? You don't need to be showing her none of that. All you need to show is that you are a valuable individual, and trust me, she will give it over very easily nowadays, okay? Very easily. Intrusive experience. Funny.
Should your man make a year, Heather?
8 figures.
8 figures?
Ideally.
Okay, so that's $10 million.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Ideally.
Okay, ideally.
Ideally.
Gotcha.
I mean, ideally or realistically? You asked ideally.
Well, let's go realistically, since ideally is... So you want to date an NBA...
You know what? Add a couple million on that.
Yeah, you want to date an NBA player, but like the best NBA player, because most NBA players make like $3 million. You want to date the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
No, I don't date athletes.
Or you want to date the CEO of Amazon. All right, so athletes are out?
Athletes are out.
Okay, so athletes are out. So
Sorry,
all your
guys.
$10 million just got cut in half.
Always, or is this a new?
I've dated athletes, and it's just not my thing. So
Oh, God.
It's just personal preference.
Okay.
Nothing against you guys.
So
but
ideally,
not for me.
respect, $10 million. Fucking shit. By the way, what percentage of men do you think make $10 million a year? 0.0000.
What you date me?
Baby, we couldn't even get a drink together.
Why?
You can't buy me nothing.
What do you mean?
Look at your outfit. What are you wearing?
I think I...
You know what's funny? Back in the... Oh my God. Bro, back in the day, like, a chick that size would be, like, flattered if any dude walked up to her and, like, shot his shot, flirted with her. Bruh. This whole everybody's a 10 thing has really gotten in some women's heads, and they take it, like, serious. Bro, like, she would be, like, she does not understand that she would be immensely lucky if this guy gave her the time of day. Wow. Wow.
I look pretty fly.
For who, your mom?
Maybe.
Not for me.
Gotta get out of here, bro. What are you smoking?
Oh my God. The audacity.
As a woman, you should not be crying over a broke man. He already failed at providing, and now he have the audacity to break your heart. There's too many broke in this equation. Praise God that the trash took itself out. Next caller. Praise God that the trash took itself out. Next caller.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that we should walk around and not aim to have the best man? Like we should just be like settling and saying that we are gonna settle for the less than guy?
To be very candid with you, most women don't deserve a high value man. Most women barely qualify for an average guy. And a lot of women think that they deserve an above average man, and the reality is a lot of y'all don't. A guy that's 5'7", making 37, 40K per year, he's probably gonna be a fantastic and good husband, but a lot of women would never give him a chance. He's invisible to a lot of women. I think more girls need to get their dating standards on par with where they actually stand. Only in 2023 in the United States do we have women that are very average saying, I deserve a top tier guy in the top 1%. Well, are you prepared to deal with the problems that come with that? Are you prepared to have him other girls? Are you prepared to only see him once a week? If you're lucky, are you prepared for him to not be around and give you as much attention as you want? Girls want high value guys, but they don't want to deal with high value problems, because the problem is that a lot of y'all think that you're special and you deserve this guy, but you're not willing to deal with the consequences of being with that guy. You have to bust his ass to get to that point. Y'all didn't. So you're going to have to concede.
Bro.
Has anyone checked for a penis?
Facts. And the only reason she thought she deserved it is, look at how much I invested into my looks. You already tell by the lip filler that that's the type of time she was on. Bro, they think, I look this way, therefore I deserve. Dime a dozen, bro. Dime a dozen.
These are from the internet.
For sure bigger than yours.
The independence modern women claim is nothing but a narrative. They might make their own money, have their own house, and all that good stuff, but guess what? They're hardly capable of independent thought. Just take a look at any club environment to know what I mean. If one of the chicks wants to go to the bathroom, suddenly some, if not all the girls will want to go as well. When it comes to answering a question, the concept remains the same.
It's just, they just asked you, like, whether or not you think you're a 10. Like, in my opinion, if a fat is fat, you call her fat, you know? Or if someone's ugly, you call them ugly.
We got the question here from Stifler. Ask the ladies to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. So,
oh boy.
Go ahead, Avery.
6.5.
1.
What? Come on. 1?
I mean, isn't this a humbleness test? Like you say something over 6 and they humble you anyway?
Yeah, but
Is that too low? 5.
What? I mean, it now just seems like you're wanting to give me the answer that you think we want to hear, but what do you genuinely, what's your own self-assessment of your physical appearance?
I don't know if I self-assess in that quantitative of a way.
Oh, she absolutely does, bro.
Yeah, I want to give you guys more of a look over, but
I think it's
could
a simple
assign.
question.
I suppose I could assign like a number. Yes, 1 to 10. I don't intend to do it unless you guys ask me to, but.
I feel like just rate yourself like today. Like,
we'll go around the
what do you
table.
feel like right now?
5.
Sure. What about you?
7. I'm not humbling myself, but you know,
Sure.
not everybody's perfect. Like,
okay.
No matter what they say.
I feel like it just depends on the day, but today it's like a 6.
Like a 6.
It's on a sliding scale per day.
5.
I feel like it depends on the time of day and what day, but
Today, this day, May 7th.
Probably a 7.
What about like around twilight? Is it
Okay,
higher
I mean
or lower?
like when I'm just waking up in the morning, because we can go from 2 to 7.
No, like the evening twilight.
In twilight.
Like the twilight
7.
time?
7.
So better lighting that works for you.
Better lighting. Like golden.
I guarantee if the first girl started off by saying 10 or a high number, or even not 10, even if it was like 8 or 9, the rest would have followed suit and be like, yeah, I'm a 8, I'm a 9, I'm a 10, I'm a this, I'm a that. The only one who probably wouldn't give herself a 10 is this chick right here. She's probably the only one who's like based and humbled. All the rest, they would have followed suit if the first one.
7.
The golden hour. Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of like the scale thing too, but I guess I'll say like a 7.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Stifler, for that. That was.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard on any panel girls didn't go say, I'm
No
a
10.
10. I'm a 10.
You guys are starting a movement.
Didn't
that dude say he was a 10 on your show the other day?
The dude.
A dude?
Which dude?
Oh, wait. No, he's talking about Gary the Numbers guy.
Okay. So, do you object to the rating scale?
No, I don't object to it. If someone
okay.
sees themselves in a way where they can quantify it, go for it.
Sure. Because sometimes we get pushback on this question of like, oh, it's kind of weird, rude to try to dehumanizing to try to view someone you know, to rank someone by their, or rate someone by their physical appearance.
It's not even the rudeness. I question the objectivity of it, because I've noticed when Fresh and Fit does this and you do this, the intention is kind of to rate the woman's delusion or humbleness, which kind of proves that the rating system is subjective, because the argument is it's objective. But if the girl says 10, then the guys will call her a 2, and if the girl says 2, they say, funny how the girl says 2 is the hottest girl. So they base it off personality, proving that. You know what I mean? You factor in personality with looks.
Well, it is personality, because if you're over here and you're like, oh yeah, I'm hot shit, this and that, they're gonna be like, whoa, she's over here thinking she's all that, so let's go ahead and humble her really quick. But if you're kind of nice about it and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I feel like maybe I'm an 8, I'm a 9 today, like, you know, I'm feeling okay, then they're gonna be like, okay, that's cool.
Sure,
like,
which
you know,
proves that looks aren't objective.
Actually, then if we're talking about that, then I changed my answer. I'm a 10.
Oh, here we go.
If we're talking about that, then I'm changing my answer then. Because if I don't care what anybody says, like, everybody can say any hurtful thing. I play COD. Like, y'all have heard so much hurtful things. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the first one,
Those are some
2019.
hardcore lobbies, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
S&D too. I promise you.
Okay.
But
no, but you're correct. It is subjective, and that's why we asked you. You're the subject in this time that you're rating yourself, right?
Sure. I don't know if that's the optics of it.
Every time we do Access Vegas, we have some, in my opinion, some very stunningly gorgeous girls on there. Every guy in the chat says, "Oh, I can't. Why don't you get some normal girls on there? Why don't you get like?" That's the number one thing we had to deal with from day one, was people saying that the girls on our show were fake. They had big lips, they had big tits. They would get some real girls on there, kind of thing.
One says she's a 7, and then all of them say the same damn number. Girls who post spicy content might brag about their independence, but they barely have any opinions of their own. Well, at the end of the day, they think that all chicks who are hot make top dollar as models, right until they realize that's nothing but a minority. But when it comes to approval, majorities are all they care about, and suddenly their independence vanishes. Let's take a look at the comments. If the first woman said 10, they'd have all said 9 to 10, but she didn't. She said 6.5, so they all follow with 5 to 7.
Exactly.
It's all based on being accepted and approved by their peers, social pressures of the moment. This was a great demonstration of anchoring bias. One starts in the middle, and all the women rate themselves in the middle to fit in with the crowd. This exercise would work so much better if each participant could provide the response anonymously instead of being influenced by the previous responses.
Yeah.
The first girl always dictates how every subsequent girl chooses to answer. This girl heard the word quantify once in college, and now that's her identity. The girl with a tie is 10 out of 10. I don't get how simple questions are going over their heads, and she could simplify it so quickly. I understand her frustration, to be honest. A huge demonstration of women following what's been said. If the first one said 10, they'll all say 10. Her comments at 250 shows she doesn't get it. The women who say they are 10 are never 10s, they're usually 6s. However, once in a while, a woman that's an 8 or a 9 will say she's a 5 or 6. It's not that her personality makes her hotter, just the trend is the hotter women tend to rate themselves lower. She's clearly the most physically attractive woman on the panel, yet rated herself the lowest. The only difference is that she is doing so as a gotcha rather than because of a genuine answer. I appreciate.
Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing. When you see videos of women overseas, like really attractive, exotic women, it's crazy how low they rate themselves. It's crazy. It's like, how can you possibly say you're a 4, you're a 5? Like, they really do not think they're 10s. And then we're, as guys, we're looking at them like, yo, girl, like, you're like literally like an 8, 8.5, 9. But over here, you'll have like below average chicks talking about 10s when the real stunners are like rating themselves like super low. It's crazy.
Appreciate that she's trying to be more cerebral and succinctly expresses her views, but she should try to understand the argument from the other side first. A lot of her responses feel canned, as if she spent a whole lot of time watching these videos and preparing responses rather than giving organic ones. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content.
Guys, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. It's called Man's Guide. It does great stuff. Guys, this is why men are walking away from dating. Now, do I think they should? No. Okay, stay in the dating game. Work on yourself. level up, and I promise you it will get better. Work on your verbal skills, your people skills, and also improve your, your finances, your physique, and it will improve. But I understand why they're doing it. I don't think you should, but I understand why men are doing it, because it's just, to make it simple, like the juice just really isn't worth the squeeze these days. But I'm saying stick in the game so that you can learn. Use it as a learning tool, not as actually trying to get these girls, but use it to keep yourself sharp, keep yourself, in the game. That way you don't step away for 3, 4, 5 years, and then now you're ready to actually find somebody, and you're like, you don't know how things have changed. Even when you go overseas, bro, you need to have some kind of game and be, suave, understand how females work, how they think, how they move. That's why I tell you to stay in the dating game. Don't give up on yourself, man. All right? I know it's difficult out here, and a lot of these chicks ain't worth it, but there are women who are worth it, and when you come across them, you want to be prepared for that. So that's all for today, guys. If you got value from this video, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, guys, take it easy.